honors, favors of my right. Whenever Bassianus, Caesar's son, were gracious in the eyes of royal Rome, and suffer not dishonor to approach the imperial seat to virtue, consecrate to justice, continence and nobility, and Romans, fight for freedom in your choice.
Princes that strive by factions and by friends, ambitiously for rule and empery, know that the people of Rome for whom we stand, a special party, have, by common voice, chosen Andronicus, surnamed Pius, for many good and great deserts to Rome. He by the Senate is cited home from weary wars against the barbarous Goths. 10 years are spent since he first undertook this cause of Rome, and chastised with arms our enemies' pride. 5 times he hath returned bleeding to Rome, bearing his valiant sons in coffins from the field. And at this day to the monument of that Andronici, and at last laden with honor spoils, returns the good Andronicus to Rome, renowned Titus flourishing in arms. Let us entreat by honor of his name, whom worthily you would have now succeed.
Romans, make way! The good Andronicus, patron of virtue, Rome's best champion, with honor and with fortune has returned, from where with his sword he's come to brook the enemies of Rome.
Hail Rome, victorious in thy morning weeds. Lo, as the bark that hath discharged his fraught returns with precious lading to the bay, from whence at first she weighed her anchorage, cometh Andronicus, bound with laurel boughs to resalute his country with his tears, tears of true joy for his return to Rome. Behold the poor remains, alive and dead. These that survive let Rome reward with love, these that I bring unto their latest home with burial amongst their ancestors. Make way to lay them by their brethren. There greet in silence as the dead are wont, and sleep in peace, slain in your country's wars.
Give us the proudest prisoner of the Goths, that we may hew his limbs, and on a pile ad manus fratrum, sacrifice his flesh before this earthy prison of their bones, that so that the shadows be not unappeased.
I give him you the noblest that survives, the eldest son of this distressed queen.
Victorious Titus! Rue the tears I shed, a mother's tears in passion for her son. And if thy sons were ever dear to thee, oh, think my son to be as dear to me. Andronicus, stain not thy tomb with blood. Wilt thou draw near the nature of the gods? Draw near them, then, in being merciful. Sweet mercy is nobility's true badge. Thrice noble Titus, spare my firstborn son!
These are their brethren whom your Goths beheld alive and dead, and for their brethren slain, religiously they ask a sacrifice. To this your son is marked, and die he must.
Oh, rule, irreligious piety!
Alarbus goes to rest, and we survive to tremble under Titus' threatening look. But madam, stand resolved in hope withal. The self-same gods that armed the queen of Troy with opportunity of sharp revenge may favor Tamara, queen of Goths, to quit the bloody wrongs upon her foes.
See, Lord and Father, how we've performed our Roman rites. Alarbus' limbs are lopped, and entrails feed the sacrificing fire.
Let it be so, and let Andronicus make this his latest farewell to their souls. In peace and honor rest you here, my sons. Here lurks no treason, here no envy swells, here grow no damned grudges, here are no storms. No noise, but silence and eternal sleep. In peace and honor rest you here, my sons.
In peace and honor live Lord Titus long. My noble lord and father live in fame. Lo, at this tomb, my tributary tears I render for my brethren's obsequies. And at thy feet I kneel with tears of joy shed on this earth for thy return to Rome. Oh, bless me here with thy victorious hand.
behind Rome, the castless lovingly reserved, the cordial with my age to glad my heart.
Long live Lord Titus, my beloved brother, gracious triumpher in the eyes of Rome.
Thanks, gentle tribune, noble brother Marcus.
Titus Andronicus, the people of Rome, whose friend in justice thou hast ever been, send thee by me their tribune and their trust, this palumet of white and spotless hue, and name thee in election for the empire with these our late deceased emperor's sons. Be candidatus then, and put it on, and help to set a head on headless Rome.
A better head her glorious body fits than his that shakes with age and feebleness. Give me a staff of honor for mine age, but thy scepter to control the world.
Thou shalt obtain and ask the empery.
Proud and ambitious tribune, canst thou tell?
Patience, Prince Saturninus.
Romans, do me right! Andronicus, would thou were shipped to hell rather than rob me of the people's heart?
Content thee, Prince, I will restore to thee the people's hearts and wean them from themselves. People of Rome, and people's tribunes here, I ask your voices and your suffrages. Will ye bestow them friendly on Andronicus?
The people will accept whom he admits.
Tribunes, I thank you, and this suit I make. That you create our emperor's eldest son, Lord Saturnine, whose virtues will, I hope, reflect on Rome as Titan's rays on earth. Crown him and say, long live our emperor.
Patricians and plebeians, we create Lord Saturninus, Rome's great emperor, and say,
Long live our Emperor Saturnine.
Titus Andronicus, for thy favors now I give thee thanks and part of thy deserts. And for an onset Titus to advance thy name and honorable family, Lavinia will I make my empress, Rome's royal mistress, mistress of my heart. Tell me, Andronicus, doth this motion please thee?
It doth, my worthy lord. And in this match I hold me highly honored of your grace. And here in sight of Rome to Saturnine, the wide world's emperor, do I consecrate my sword, my chariot, and my prisoners. Presents well worthy Rome's imperious lord. Now, madam, are you prisoner to an emperor?
A goodly lady trusts me of the hue that would I choose, were I to choose anew. Clear up, fair queen, that cloudy countenance. Thou comest not to be made a scorn in Rome. Princely should be thy usage, every way. Rest on my word. Let not discontent daunt all your hopes. For, madam, he who comforts you could make you greater than the gods. Lavinia, you are not displeased with this.
Not I, my lord.
Thanks, sweet Lavinia. Lord Titus, by your leave, this maid is mine.
How, sir, are you in earnest then, my lord?
I, noble Titus, and resolved withal to do myself this reason and this right.
This prince in justice seizeth but his own.
And that he will and shall if Lucius lives.
Traitors avaunt! Where is the emperor's guard? Treason, my lord, Lavinia is the prize!
Brothers, help to convey her hence away, and with my sword I'll keep this door safe. My lord, you pass not.
What villain boy durst me my way in Rome?
Lucius, help!
My lord, you are unjust, and more than so, in wrongful quarrel you have slain your son.
Nor thou nor he are these sons of mine. My sons would never so dishonor me. Traitor, restore Lavinia to the emperor!
No, Titus, no. The emperor needs for naught, nor her, nor thee, nor any of thy stock. I'll trust by leisure him that mocks me once, thee never, nor thy traitorous haughty sons. A valiant son-in-law thou shalt enjoy when fit to bandy with thy lawless sons. And therefore, lovely Tamara, queen of Goths, that like the stately Phoebe amongst her nymphs, doth overshine the gallant dames of Rome. If thou be pleased with this my sudden choice, behold, I choose thee Tamara for my bride, and will create thee Empress of Rome. Speak, Queen of Goths, doth thou applaud my choice?
If Saturnine advance, the Queen of Goths, she will a handmaid be to his desires, a loving nurse, a mother to his youth.
Assent, fair queen. Pantheon lords accompany. There shall we consummate our spousal rights.
Titus, see, oh, see what thou hast done. In a bad quarrel slain a virtuous son.
No, foolish tribune, no. No son of mine, nor thou, nor these, confederates in the deed that hath dishonored all our family.
But let us give him burial as becomes.
Traitors away! He rests not in his tomb. Here none but soldiers and Rome's servitors repose in fame, none basely slain in brawls. Bury him where you can, he comes not here.
He is not with himself. Let us withdraw.
Not I, till Lucius' bones and buried.
Brother, for in that name doth nature plead.
Father, for in that name doth nature speak.
Renowned Titus, more than half my soul.
Dear father, soul and substance of us all.
Thou art a Roman. Be not barbarous. Let not young Mutius, then that was thy joy, be barred his entrance here.
Rise, Marcus, rise. The dismalst day is this that e'er I saw, to be dishonored by my sons in Rome. Well, bury him, and bury me next.
Here lie thy bones, sweet Mutius, with thy friends. No man should tear for noble Lucius. He lives in fame that died in virtue's cause.
So, Bassianus, you have played your prize. God give you joy, sir, of your gallant bride. And you of yours. I say no more, nor wish no less, and so I take my leave.
Traitor! If Rome hath law, we have power. Thou and thy faction should repent this rape.
Rape! Call you it, my lord, to seize my own?
'Tis good, sir. You are very short with us, but if we live, we'll be as sharp with you.
My worthy lord, if ever Tamara were gracious in those princely eyes of thine, then hear me speak indifferently for all, and at my suit, sweet, pardon what is past.
But madam, be dishonored openly.
Not so, my lord, the gods of Rome forfend I should be author to dishonor you. But on mine honor dare I undertake, for good Lord Titus' innocence in all. My lord, be ruled by me, be won at last. Dissemble all your griefs and discontents. You are but newly planted on your throne. Least then the people and patricians too, upon a just survey, take Titus' part. Yield at entreats, then let me alone. I'll find a day to massacre them all. This day all quarrels die, Andronicus. For you, Prince Bassianus, I have passed my word and promised the emperor that you will be more mild and tractable. And fear not, lords, and you, Lavinia, by my advice all humbled on your knees, I shall ask pardon of his majesty.
We do, and vow to heaven and to his highness that what we did was mildly as we might, tendering our sister's honor and our own.
I do remit these young men's heinous faults. Stand up! Lavinia, though you left me like a child, I found a friend, and sure as death I swore not to part a bachelor from the priest. You are my guest, Lavinia, and your friends. This day shall be a love day, Tamara.
Now climbeth Tamara Olympus' top, safe out of fortune's shock and sits aloft. Secure of thunder's crack and lightning flash, then, Aaron, arm thy heart and fit thy thoughts to mount aloft with thy imperial mistress, to mount her pitch, whom thou in triumph long hast prisoner held, fettered in amorous chains, away with slavish weeds and servile thoughts. I will be bright and shine in pearl and gold to wait upon this new-made empress. To wait, said I, to wanton with this queen, this siren that would charm Rome's Saturnine. Hello, what storm is this?
Chiron, thy ears want wits, thy wits want edge.
Demetrius, thou dost overweep in all. I am as fit and as able as thou to serve and deserve my mistress' grace, and that my sword upon thee shall prove. To plead my passions for Lavinia's love.
Why, boy, although our mother unadvised gave me and raped your by your side, are you so desperate grown to threat your friends?
Full well thou shalt perceive how much I did.
Why, how now, lord, so near the emperor's palace dare you draw?
For shame, put up.
Not a lie till I have sheathed my rapier in his bosom and withal thrust those reproachful speeches down his throat.
This petty brabble will undo us all.
I care not, I knew she or all the world. I love Lavinia more than all the world.
Youngling, learn thou to make some meaner choice. Lavinia is thine elder brother's hope.
I tell you, lords, you do but plot your deaths by this device.
Aaron, 1,000 deaths do I propose to achieve her whom I love.
To achieve her how?
Why makes thou it so strange? She is a woman, therefore may be wooed. She is a woman, therefore may be won. She is Lavinia, therefore must be loved.
Why, then it seems some certain snatch or so would serve your turns.
Aye, so the turns were served.
Aaron, thou hast hit it.
Which you have hit it too. Why, hark ye, hark ye. And are you such fools to square for this? Would it offend you then that both should speed?
Faith not me.
Nor I, so I were one.
For shame, be friends, and join, for that you jar. That which you cannot as you would achieve, you must perforce accomplish as you may. Take this of me, Lucrece was not more chaste than this Lavinia Bassianus love. A speedier course this lingering languishment must we pursue, and I have found the path. My lords, a solemn hunting is in hand. The forest walks are wild and spacious. Single you thither, then this dainty doe, and strike her home by force, if not by words. This way or no way at all stand you in hope. The emperor's court is like a house of fame. The palace full of tongues, of eyes, and ears. The woods are ruthless, dreadful, deaf, and dull. There, speak and strike, brave boys, and take your turn. There, serve you the last shadow from heaven's eye.
Many good morrows to your majesty, madam, to you as many and as good. I promise of your grace a hunter's peal.
And reverend it lustily, my lord, somewhat too early for you married ladies. Who then? How say you?
I say no. I've been brought awake 2 hours and more.
Hey! Come on then, horses and chariots let us have, and to our sport. Madam, now you shall see our Roman hunting.
Chiron hunt not we with horse nor hound, but hope to pluck dainty doe to ground.
He that had wit would think that I had none to bury so much gold under a tree, and never after to inherit it. No, this gold must coin a stratagem which, cunningly effected, will beget a very excellent piece of villainy.
My lovely Aaron, wherefore look'st thou sad? The birds chant melody on every bush. The snake lies rolled in the cheerful sun. The green leaves quiver with the cooling wind and make a checkered shadow on the ground. Under their sweet shade, Aaron, let us sit. We may each wreathed in the other's arms, our pastimes done, possess a golden slumber, whiles hounds and horns and sweet melodious birds be unto us as is a nurse's song.
Madam, though Venus govern your desires, Saturn is dominator over mine. Vengeance is in my heart, death in my hand. Blood and revenge are hammering in my head. Seest thou this letter? Take it up, I pray thee, and give the king this fatal plotted scroll.
Now question me no more, we are spied.
Ah, my sweet Moor, sweeter to me than life.
Who have we here? Rome's royal empress, or is it Diane, habited like her, who hath abandoned her holy groves?
By the power, some say Diane had, thy temples should be planted presently, with horns, as was Actaeon's, and the hounds should drive upon thy new transformed limbs.
'Tis thought of a goodly gifting, horning, and to be doubted that you are more and you are singled forth to try experiments.
Why are you sequestered from all your train, dismounted from your snow-white goodly steed, and wandered hither to an obscure plot, accompanied but with a barbarous Moor, if foul desire had not conducted you? The king, my brother, shall have notice of this.
How now, dear sovereign, and our gracious mother? Why doth your highness look so pale and wan?
Have I not reason, think you, to look pale? These two have ticed me hither to this place. A barren, detested vale, you see it is. And when they showed me this abhorred pit, they told me here, at dead time of the night, 1,000 fiends, 1,000 hissing snakes would make such fearful and confused cries as any mortal body hearing it should straight fall mad, or else die suddenly. No sooner had they told this hellish tale, but straight they told me they would bind me here unto the body of a dismal yew, and leave me to this miserable death. And then they called me foul adulteress. And had you not by wondrous fortune come, this vengeance on me had they executed. Revenge it as you love your mother's life.
This is the witness that I am thy son! And this for me struck home to show my strength.
Give me the poniard. You shall know, my boys. Your mother's hand shall right your mother's wrong.
Stay, madam! Here is more belongs to her. First, thrash the corn, and after, burn the straw. This minion stood upon her chastity, and with painted hope braves your mightiness. And shall she carry this unto her grave?
Drag hence her husband to some secret hole, and make his dead trunk pillow to our lust.
But when ye have the honey we desire, let not this wasp outlive us both to sting.
I warrant you, madam, we will make that sure.
Oh, Tamra, thou bearest a woman's face.
I will not hear her speak. Away with her.
Sweet lords, entreat her, hear me but a word.
Listen, fair madam, let it be our glory to see her tears, but be your heart to them as unrelenting flint to drops of rain.
Do thou entreat her, show a woman's pity.
What? Wouldst thou have me prove myself a bastard?
'Tis true the raven doth not hatch a lark. Some say that ravens foster forlorn children, whilst their own birds famish in their nests. Oh, be it to me, though thy hard heart say no nothing so kind, but something pitiful.
I know not what it means. Away with her.
Oh, let me teach thee, for my father's sake, that gave thee life when well he might have slain me.
Even for his sake. Am I pitiless? Remember, boys, I poured forth tears in vain to save your brother from the sacrifice. But fierce Andronicus would not relent. Therefore, away with her. Use her as you will.
Oh, Tamra, recall the gentle queen, and with thine own hands kill me in this place. Oh, hit me from their worst and killing lust, and tumble me into some loathsome pit, where never man's eye may behold my body. Do this, and be a charitable murderer.
So should I rob my sweet sons of their feet? No. Let them satisfy their lust on thee.
Away, for thou hast stayed us here too long.
No grace, no woman, ah, beastly creature. Confusion, foe, nay then, I'll stop your mouth!
Come on, my lords, the better foot before straight will I bring you to the loathsome pit, where I spied the panther fast asleep.
My sight is very dull, and mine, I promise you.
What, art thou hurt? Art thou hurt? What subtle hole is this whose mouth is covered with rude growing briars? Speak, brother, hast thou hurt thee with this fall?
Oh, brother, with the dismalest object hurt that ever I with sight made heart lament. If thou hast a true divining heart, Aaron, and thou look down into this den and see a fearful sight of blood and death. Lord Bassianus lies dead, all on a heap, like to a slaughtered lamb in this detested, dark, blood-drinking pit.
Reach me thy hand that I may help thee out. I have no strength to pluck thee to the brink. Thy hand once more I will not loose again till thou art here aloft or I below. Along with me, I'll see what hole is here, and what he is that now is leapt into it. Say, who art thou that lately didst descend into the escaping hollow of the earth?
The unhappy sons of old Andronicus, brought hither in a most unlucky hour, to find thy brother Bassianus dead.
My brother dead, I know you dost but jest. He and his lady are both at the lodge upon the northern side of this pleasant chase. 'Tis not an hour since I left them there.
We know not where you left them all alive but out. Alas, here have we found him dead.
Where is my lord the king? Where is thy brother, Bassianus?
Poor Bassianus, here lies murdered.
And all too late I bring this fatal writ, the complot of this timeless tragedy.
And if we miss to meet him handsomely, sweet huntsman, Bassianus 'tis we mean,
Do thou so much as dig the grave for him, thou knowest our meaning, look for thy reward among the nettles at the elder tree that overshades the mouth of that same pit where we decree to bury Bassianus.
This is the pit, and this the elder tree. My gracious lord, here is the bag of gold.
2 of thy wealth, fell curs of bloody kind, have here bereft my brother of his life. Sirs, drag him from this pit unto the prison.
How easily murder is discovered. High Emperor, upon my feeble knee I beg this boon, with tears not lightly shed, that this fell fault in my accursed sons. Accursed if the faults be proud in them.
If they be proud, you see it as apparent. Who found the letter? Tamara, was it you?
Andronicus himself did take it up.
I did, my lord, yet let me be their bail. For by my father's reverent tomb I vow.
Thou shalt not bail them, see thou follow me. Let them not speak a word, the guilt is plain. By my soul, were the worst end in death, that end upon them should be executed.
Andronicus, I will entreat the king. Fear not thy sons. They shall do well enough.
So now go tell. And if thy tongue can speak, who 'twas that cut thy tongue and ravished thee?
Go home, call for sweet water, wash thy hands.
She hath no tongue to call, nor hands to wash.
And for my cause, I should go hang myself.
Thou hadst hands to help thee knit the cord.
Who is this, my niece that flies away so fast? Cousin, a word, where is your husband? If I do dream, would all my wealth would wake me. If I do wake, some planet strike me down that I may slumber an eternal sleep. Speak, gentle niece, what stern, ungentle hands hath locked and hewed and made thy body bare? Of her 2 branches, those sweet ornaments whose circling shadows kings have sought to sleep in, and might not gain so great a happiness as hath thy love. Why dost not speak to me? Alas, a crimson river of warm blood, like to a bubbling fountain stirred with wind, doth rise and fall between thy rosed lips. And sure, some Tereus hath deflowered thee. Oh, that I knew thy heart and knew the beast, that I might rail at him to ease my mind. Come, let us go and make thy father blind, for such a sight will blind a father's eye. Do not draw back. We will mourn with thee. Oh, could our mourning ease thy misery.
Hear me, grave fathers! Noble tribunes, stay! For all my blood in Rome's great quarrel shed, be pitiful to my condemned sons, whose souls is not corrupted as 'tis thought. For 22 sons I never wept. For these tribunes, in the dust I write my heart's deep languor and my soul's sad tears. O earth, I will befriend thee more with rain that shall distill from these 2 ancient urns, and youthful April shall with all his showers, so thou refuse to drink my dear son's blood. Hear me, grave fathers, noble tribunes, stay!
The tribunes hear you not. No man is by, and you recount your sorrows to a stone.
Why, 'tis no matter, man. If they did hear, they would not pity me. Yet plead I must. Therefore I tell my sorrows to the stones. The stone is silent and defendeth not, and tribunes with their tongues do men to death. But wherefore standst thou with thy weapon drawn?
To save my 2 brothers from their debts, for which the judges have pronounced my everlasting doom of banishment.
Oh, happy man, they have befriended thee. Why, foolish Lucius, dost thou not perceive that Rome is but a wilderness of tigers? Tigers must prey, and Rome affords no prey but me and mine. How happy art thou then from these devourers to be banished?
Titus, prepare thy aged eyes to weep, or if not so, thy noble heart to break. I bring consuming sorrow to thine age. This was thy daughter.
My Marcus, so she is.
Ay me, this object kills me.
Speak, Lavinia. Faint-hearted boy, arise and look on her. Speak, Lavinia, what accursed hand hath made thee handless in thy father's sight? My grief was at its height before thou camest, and now like Nihilus, it disdaineth bounds. Give me a sword, I'll chop off my hands too, for they have fought for Rome, and all in vain.
Speak, gentle sister. Who hath martyred thee?
Oh, that delightful engine of her thoughts is torn from forth that pretty hollow cage, where like a sweet melodious bird it sung sweet varied notes, enchanting every ear. Oh, thus I found her straying in the park, seeking to hide herself, as doth the deer that hath received some unrecurring wound.
It was my deer! And he that had hurt her had killed me more than had he killed me dead!
Gentle Lavinia, thy husband he is dead, and for his death thy brothers are condemned, and dead by these.
Perchance she weeps because they killed her husband.
No, they would not do so foul a deed. Gentle Lavinia, let me kiss thy lips, or make some sign how I may do thee ease, or shall we cut away our heads like that, or shall we bite our tongues? What shall we do?
Titus Andronicus, my lord the emperor sends thee this word, that if thou love thy sons, let Marcus, Lucius, or thyself, old Titus, or any one of you, chop off your hand and send it to the king. He for the same will send thee thither both thy sons alive.
With all my heart I'll send his majesty my hand.
Stay, father! That noble hand of thine shall not be sent. My hand will serve the turn. The youth can better spare my blood than yours, and therefore mine shall save my brother's lives.
Which of thou hands hath not defended Rome? My hand hath been but idle. Let it serve to ransom my two nephews from their deaths.
Nay, come agree whose hand shall go along, for fear they die before their pardon come.
My hand shall go.
By heaven it shall not. Let me redeem my brothers both from death.
Agree between you. I will spare my hand. Come hither, Aaron. I'll deceive them both. Lend me thy hand, and I will give thee mine.
If that be called deceit, I will be honest, and never whilst I live deceive men so.
Gentle Aaron, send his majesty my hand. Tell him it was a hand that warded him from thousand dangers. Bid him bury it. As for my sons, say I counted them as jewels purchased at an easy price.
I go, Andronicus, and for thy hand, look by and by to have thy sons with thee, their heads. Oh, how this villainy doth fat me with the very thoughts of it. Let fools do good and fair men call for grace. Aaron will have his soul black like his face.
Oh, here I lift this one hand up to heaven, and bow this feeble ruin to the earth. If any power pities wretched tears, to that I call. What wouldst thou kneel with me? Do then, dear heart, for heaven shall hear our prayers. When the winds rage, doth the earth overflow? If sky doth weep, doth not the sea wax mad? I am the sea. Hark how her sighs do flow. She is the weeping welkin, I the earth. Then must my earth with her continual tears become a deluge, overflowed and drowned.
Worthy Andronicus, ill art thou repaid. For that good hand thou sendst the emperor. Here are the heads of thy two noble sons. And that hand in scorn to thee sent back. Thy grief, their sports, thy resolution mocked, that woe is me to think upon thy woes more than remembrance of my own father's death.
When will this fearful slumber have an end?
Now farewell, flattery. Die, Andronicus, thou dost not slumber. See, thy two sons' heads, thy warlike hand, thy mangled daughter here, rent off thy silver hair, thy other hand gnawing with thy teeth, and be this dismal sight the closing up of our most wretched eyes. Now is the time to storm, why art thou still? Why dost thou laugh? It fits not with this hour.
Why, I have not another tear to shed. For these two heads do seem to speak to me and threat me. I shall never come to bliss, till all these mischiefs be returned again, even in their throats that hath committed them. Come, let me see what task I have to do. You heavy people, circle me about, that I may turn me to each one of you, and swear unto my soul to right your wrongs. The vow is made. Come, brother. Take a head. And in this hand the other will I bear. And Lavinia, thou shalt be employed in these arms. Bear thou my hand, sweet wench, between thy teeth. As for thee, boy, go get thee from my sight. Thou art an exile and thou must not stay. Hie to the Goths and raise an army there. And if you love me as I think you do, let's kiss and part. We have much to do. So now sit, and look you eat no more than will revenge these bitter woes of ours. Marcus, unknit that sad, sorrow-wreathen knot. Thou, Napier, that thus dost talk in signs, when thy poor heart beats with outrageous beating, wound it with sighing, girl, kill it with groans, or get a little knife between thy teeth, and just against thy heart make thou a hole, that all the tears of thy poor eyes let fall, may run into that sink, and soaking in, drown the lamenting fool in sea salt tears.
Fie, brother, fie, teach her not thus to lay such violent hands upon her tender life.
What violent hands can she lay on her life? As if we should forget we had no hands.
Grandsire, leave these bitter diplomats.
Peace, tender sapling, thou art made of tears, and tears will quickly milk thy life away. What dost thou strike at, Marcus, with thy knife?
At that I have killed my lord Fly.
Out on thee, murderer! Thou kill'st my heart!
Alas, my lord, I have but killed a fly.
But if that fly had a father and a mother, how would he hang his slender gilded wings and buzz lamenting doings in the air? Poor harmless fly, that with his pretty buzzing melody came here to make us merry, and thou hast killed him.
Pardon me, sir. It was a black, ill-favored fly, like to the Empress Moor. Therefore I killed him.
Oh. Then pardon me for reprehending thee. Give me thy knife. I will insult on him. There's for thyself, and that's for Tamara. Ah, Sirrah. Yet I think we are not brought so low, but that between us we can kill a fly. Come, take away. Lavinia, go with me. I'll to thy closet and read thee sad stories chanced in the times of old.
Follows me everywhere, I know not why. Alas, sweet Anne, I know not what you mean. Stand by me, Lucius. Do not fear thine aunt. What means my niece Lavinia by these signs?
Fear her not, Lucius. What does she mean? How now, Lavinia? Marcus, what means this? Some book is there that she desires to see. What is it, girl? Open them, boy. Lucius, what book is that she calls it so?
Grandsire, 'tis over the metamorphosis.
Soft, so busy, she turns her leaves. Help her! What would she find? Lavinia, shall I read? This is the tragic tale of Philomel, and treats of Terry's treason and his rape. And rape, and Vera was
fruit of thy anointing.
See, brother, see, note how she coats the leaves.
Lavinia, wert thou thus surprised, sweet girl? Ravished and wronged as Philomela was?
Oh, why should nature build so foul a den? Unless the gods delight in tragedies.
Give signs, sweet girl, for here are none but friends. What Roman lord it was durst do the deed?
My lord, look here. Look here, Lavinia. This sandy plot is plain. Guide, if thou canst, this after me. I have writ my name without the help of any hand at all. Write thou, good niece, and here display at last what God would have discovered for revenge. Heaven guide thy pen to print thy sorrows plain. She hath writ. Stump from Chiron, Demetrius. My lord, kneel down with me. Lavinia, kneel, and kneel, sweet boy. The Roman Hector's hope, and swear with me as with the woeful fear, mortal revenge upon these traitorous Goths, and see their blood or die with this reproach.
But if you hunt these bear whelps, then beware. The dam will wake, and if she wind ye once, she's with the lion, deeply still in league, and lulls him whilst she playeth on her back.
My lord, I say that if I were a man, their mother's bedchamber should not be safe. Aye, that's my boy. Thy father, for his ungrateful country, hath oft done the like. And uncle, so will I, if I live.
Lucius, I'll fit thee, and with all my boy shall carry from me to the emperor's sons presents. I intend to send them both. Come, and I'll do my message, wilt thou not?
I with my dagger in their bosom.
No, boy, not so. I'll teach you another course.
Oh, heavens. Can you hear a good man groan and not relent or not compassion him? Revenge the heavens for old Andronicus.
Demetrius, here's the son of Lucius. He hath some message to deliver us.
Aye, some mad message from his mad grandfather.
My lords, with all the humbleness I may, I greet your honors from Andronicus.
Gramercy, lovely Lucius. What's the news?
My grandsire, well advised, hath sent by me the goodliest weapons of his armory to gratify your honorable youth, and so I do, and with his gifts present your lordship whenever you have need. You may be armed and appointed well, and so I leave you both like blood villains.
What's here? A scroll written about? Let's see. Oh, 'tis a verse in Horace. I know it well. I read it in the grammar long ago.
Aye, just a verse in Horace, right you have it. Now what a thing it is to be an ass. Here's no sound jest. The old man hath found their guilt and sends them weapons wrapped about with lines that wound beyond their feeling to the quick.
Why do the Emperor's trumpets flourish thus?
Delight for joy, the Emperor hath a son!
Soft, who comes here?
Oh, God and our lords, did you see Aaron the Moor?
Well, more or less, or never a whit at all. Here Aaron is, and what with Aaron now?
Oh, gentle Aaron, we are all undone.
Why, what a caterwauling dost thou keep? What dost thou wrap and fumble in thy
Oh,
arms?
that which I would hide from heaven's eyes. She is delivered, lords, she is delivered.
To whom?
I mean, she is brought to bed.
Will God give her good rest? What hath he sent her?
A devil.
Why then she is the devil's dam, a joyful issue.
A joyless, dismal, black, and sorrowful issue. The Emperor sends it thee, thy stamp, thy seal, and bids thee christen it with thy dagger's point.
Zoons, ye horrors, black so base a hue! Sweet blouse, for a beauteous blossom, sure.
Villain, what hast thou done?
That which thou canst not undo.
Thou hast undone our mother.
Villain, I have done thy mother.
And there, hellish dog, thou hast undone her!
It shall not live!
It shall not die.
Aaron, it must. The mother wills it so.
What must it, nurse? Let no man but I do execution on my flesh and blood.
I'll broach the tadpole with my rapier's point. Nurse, give it me, my sword shall soon dispatch it.
Sooner this sword shall plow thy bowels up. Stay, murderous villains, will you kill your brother? Now, by the burning tapers of the sky, he dies upon my scimitar sharp point that touches this, my firstborn son and heir. Coal black is better than another hue, and that it scorns to bear another hue, for all the water in the ocean can never turn the swan's black legs to white.
By this our mother is forever shamed.
Rome will despise her for this foul escape.
The emperor, in his rage, will doom her death.
How many women saw this child of his?
Cornelia the midwife, myself, and no else but a delivered empress.
The empress, the midwife, and yourself. Go to the empress. Tell her this, I said. Weak, weak, so cries a pig prepared to the spit.
What meanest thou, Aaron? Wherefore didst thou this?
Shall she live to betray this guilt of ours? No, lords, no. A long-tongued babbling gossip. Now be it known to you my full intent. Not far, one Mutius, my countryman, his wife but yesternight was brought to bed. His child is like her, fair as you are. Go pack with him and give the mother gold, and tell them both the circumstance of all, and how by this their child shall be advanced and be received for the emperor's heir. This done, see that you take no longer days, but send the midwife presently to me.
Aaron, I see thou wilt not trust the heir with secrets.
For this care of Tamara, herself and hers are highly bound to thee.
Now to the Goths, swift as swallow flies. They are to dispose of this treasure in mine arms.
The Goths have gathered head, and with the power of high resolve of men bent to the spoil, they hither march amain under conduct of Lucius, son to old Andronicus.
Is warlike Lucius general of the Goths? Aye, now begins our sorrows to approach. Tis he the common people love so much. Myself have often heard them say, when I have walked like a common man, that they have thought his banishment was wrongfully, and they wish Lucius were their emperor.
Why should you fear? Is not your city strong?
Aye, but the citizens favor Lucius and will revolt for me to succor him.
King, be thy thoughts imperious like thy name. Is the sun dimmed that gnats do fly in it? The eagle suffers little birds to sing, and is not careful what they mean thereby, knowing that with the shadow of his wings he can at pleasure stint their melody. Even so mayest thou, the giddy men of Rome, and cheer thy spirit, for know thou, emperor, I will enchant the old Andronicus.
But he will not entreat his son to us.
If Tamara entreat him, then he will. Say that the emperor requests a parley of warlike Lucius, and appoint the meeting even at his father's house, the old Andronicus.
Emillius, do this message honorably.
Now will I to that old Andronicus, and temper him with all the art I have.
I've received letters from great Rome which signify what hate they bear their emperor, and how desirous of our sight they are. Therefore, great lords, be as your titles witness, imperious and impatient of your wrongs, and where in Rome hath you done any scathe, let him make treble satisfaction.
Be bold, and us will follow where thou leadest. Like stinging bees in hot summers, they led by their master to the flowered fields, and be avenged on cursed Tamara.
And now, Titus, and now Lucius, from our troops I strayed to gaze upon a ruinous monastery. And as earnestly did I fix mine eye, I heard a child cry underneath a wall. I made unto the noise when soon I heard the babe controlled by this discourse. Peace, tawny slave, half me and half thou dame. Villain, thou mightest have been an emperor. Peace, villain, peace. Even thus he rates the babe. With this my weapon drawn, I rushed upon him, surprised him suddenly, and brought him hither.
O worthy Goth, this is the incarnate devil that robbed Andronicus of his good hand. Say, wall-eyed slave, whither wilt convey this growing image of thy fiend-like face? Why dost not speak? What, deaf? Not a word? A halter, soldiers, hang him on this tree, and by his side his fruit of bastard.
Touch not the boy, he is royal blood.
Too like the sire for ever being good. First hang the child that he may see it sprawl. Get me a ladder.
Lucius, save the child. If thou do this, I'll show thee wondrous things.
Say on, and if it please me which thou speakest. Thy child shall live, and I'll see it nourished.
And if it please thee, why, Lucius, 'twill vex thy soul to hear what I shall speak. For I must talk of murders, rapes, massacres, acts of black night, abominable deeds. And all this shall be buried in my death, unless thou swear to me my child shall live.
Who should I swear by? Thou believest no God.
And what if I do not? As indeed I do not, yet for I know thou art religious, and has a thing within thee called conscience. And by that same God would God so ere it be that thou adorest, and hast in reverence to save my boy, to nourish and bring him up, or else I will discover not to thee.
Even by my God, I swear to thee I will.
First know thou, I begot him on the Empress.
Most sensation and luxurious woman.
Tut, Lucius, this was but a deed of charity to that which thou shalt hear of thee anon. 'Twas her 2 sons that murdered Bassianus. They cut thy sister's tongue and ravished her. That cunning spirit had they from their mother, that bloody mind, I think they learned of me. I trained thy brethren to thy guileful hole where the dead corpse of Bassianus lay. I wrote the letter that thy father found, and what not done that thou hast caused to rue, wherein I had no stroke of mischief in it.
Art thou not sorry for these heinous deeds?
I that I had not done 1,000 more. Even now I curse the day, and yet I think few come within the compass of my curse, wherein I did not some notorious ill as kill a man or else devise his death. Oft have I digged up dead men from their graves and set them upright at their dear friend's door, even when their sorrows was almost forgot. And on their skins, as on the bark of trees, have with my knife carved in Roman letters, let not your sorrows die, though I am dead. But I have done 1,000 dreadful things, as willingly as one would kill a fly. And nothing grieves me heartily indeed, but that I cannot do 10,000 more.
Bring down the devil, for he must not die. Sweet a death is hidden presently.
My lord, a messenger from Rome.
Welcome, Emillius. What news from Rome?
Lord Lucius and you princes of the Goth, I greet you by Lord Saturninus. He craves a parley at your father's house.
What says our general?
Emillius, let the emperor give his pledges unto my father and my uncle Marcus. And we will come. March away.
Who doth molest my contemplation?
Titus, I am come to talk with thee.
No, not a word. How can I grace my talk, wanting a hand to give that accord? Thou hast the odds of me, therefore no more.
If thou didst know me, thou wouldst talk with me.
I am not mad. I know thee well enough. For, proud empress, mighty Tamara, is not thy coming for my other hand.
Know thou, sad man, I am not Tamara. She is thy enemy, and I thy friend. I am revenge, sent from the infernal kingdom, to ease the gnawing vulture of thy mind, by working wreakful vengeance on thy foes. There's not a hollow cave or lurking place, no vast obscurity or misty veil, where bloody murder and detested rape can couch for fear, but I will find them out.
Are these thy ministers? What are they called?
Rape and murder, therefore called so, because they take vengeance on such kind of men.
Good Lord, how like the Emperor's sons they are. And you the Empress, but we worldly men have miserable, mad, mistaking eyes.
Whate'er I forge to feed his brain sick humors, do you uphold and maintain in your speeches.
Welcome, dread fury, to my woeful house. Rapine and murder you are welcome to. How like the Empress and her sons you are. Well are you fitted, had you but a Moor. But, welcome as you are, what shall we do?
Show me a murderer and I'll deal with him.
Show me a man that hath done a rape, and I am sent to be avenged on him.
Show me 1,000 that hath done thee wrong, and I will be revenged on them all.
Look round about the wicked streets of Rome. And when thou find'st a man that's like thyself, good murder, stab him. Murderer. Go thou with him. And when it is thy hap to find another that is like to thee, good Racon, stab him. He's a ravisher.
Well hast thou lessoned us, this shall we do. But would it please thee, good Andronicus, to send for Lucius, thy thrice valiant son, who leads towards Rome a band of warlike Goths, and bid him come and banquet at thy house? I will bring the empress and her sons, the emperor himself and all thy foes.
Marcus, my brother, 'tis that Titus calls. Go, gentle Marcus, to thy nephew Lucius, bid him repair to me, bid him bring some of the chiefest princes of the Goths. Tell him to encamp his soldiers where they are. Tell him the emperor and the empress too feast at my house, and he shall feast with them.
This will I do, and soon return again.
Now will I hence about thy business, and take my ministers along with me.
Nay, let rape and murder stay with me.
Yield to his humor, smooth and speak him fair, and tarry with him till I turn again.
Leave us here.
Farewell, Andronicus. Revenge now goes, to lay a complot, to betray thy foe.
I know thou dost, and sweet revenge, farewell.
Tell us, old man, how we shall be employed.
Tut, I have work enough for you to do. Publius, come hither! Caius and Valentine.
What is your will?
Know you these two?
The Emperor's sons, I take them, Chiron, Demetrius.
Fie, Publius, fie, thou art too much deceived. The one is murder, and rape is the other's name. Therefore, bind them, gentle Publius, and stop their mouths if they begin to cry.
Villains, forbear, we are the Emperor's sons!
Therefore do we what we are commanded. Stop, close their mouths, let them not speak a word.
O villains, Chiron and Demetrius, here stands the spring whom you have stained with mud. You killed her husband, and for that vile fault, 2 of her brothers were condemned to death. Both her sweet hands, her tongue, and that more dear than hands or tongues, her spotless chastity. What would you say if I should let you speak? This one hand yet is left to cut your throats. Hark, villains, I will grind your bones to dust, and with your blood and it, I'll make a paste, and of that paste a coffin I will rear, and make 2 pasties of your shameful heads, and bid that strumpet, your unhallowed dam, like the earth to swallow her own increase. This is the feast that I have bid her to. For worse than Philomel you used my daughter, and worse than Procne, I will be revenged. And now prepare your throats. Lavinia, come.
Good uncle, take you in this barbarous Moor. Let him receive no sustenance. Fetter him until he be brought unto the Emperor's face. I fear the Emperor means no good to us. The trumpets show the Emperor is at hand.
But hath the firmament more sons than one?
What boots it thee to call thyself a son?
These quarrels must be quietly debated. The feast is ready, which the careful Titus hath ordained to an honorable end. For peace, for love, for league, and good to Rome. Please you therefore draw nigh and take your places.
Marcus, we will.
Welcome, my lord. Welcome, dread queen. Welcome, ye warlike Goths. Welcome, Lucius. And welcome all, although the cheer be poor. 'Twill fill your stomachs, please you. Eat of it.
Why art you thus attired, Andronicus?
Because I would be sure to have all well to entertain your highness and your grace.
We are beholding to you, good Andronicus.
And if your highness knew my heart, you were. My lord the emperor resolved me this. Was it well done of rash Virginius to slay his daughter with his own right hand because she was enforced, stained, and deflowered?
It was Andronicus.
Your reason, mighty lord?
Because the girl should not survive her shame, and with her presence Sir renews his sorrows.
A reason mighty, strong, and effectual. A pattern president and lovely warrant. For me, most wretched to perform the like. Die, Lavinia, and thy shame with thee.
What hast thou done, unnatural and unkind?
Killed her for whom my tears have made me blind. I am as woeful as Virginius was.
What was your ravished tale? Who did the deed?
Wilt please you eat? Wilt please your highness feed?
Why hast thou slain thine only daughter thus?
Not I. 'Twas Chiron and Demetrius. They ravished her and cut away her tongue, and 'twas they that did her all this wrong.
Go! Fetch them hither to us presently.
Why, there they both are. Bake it in this pie, whereof their mother daintily hath fed, eating the flesh that she herself hath bred. 'Tis true, 'tis true. Witness my nigh-sharp point.
Die, frantic wretch, for this accursed deed! Can the son's eye behold his father bleed?
There's need for need.
For deadly deed!
Sad-faced men, people and sons of Rome, by uproar severed as a flight of fowl, scattered by winds and high tempestuous gusts. Oh, let me teach you how to knit again this scattered corn into one mutual sheaf, these broken limbs again into one body. Let Rome herself be vain unto herself, and she whom mighty kingdoms curtsy to like a forlorn and desperate castaway. Go into old Titus' sorrowful house, and hither hail that misbelieving Moor.
Oh, grandsire, pain with all my heart. Would I were dead so you did live again.
Set him breast deep in earth and famish him. There let him stand and rave and cry for food. If anyone relieves or pities him, methinks he dies. This is our way.
I am no baby I, but with base prayers I should repent the evils I have done. If one good deed in all my life I did, I do repent it with my very soul.
Some loving friends convey the emperor hence, and give him burial at his father's grave. My father and Lavinia shall forthwith be closed in our household's monument. Then afterwards to order well the state, that like events may ne'er its ruin.